Hey, it's me, Vicki Marie, and I am here with a mug of ginger tea today because, as you know, my throat's not been too good, so I haven't been doing lives recently, but I've been doing videos, premieres, just trying to avoid the lives because the lives can go on for such a long time, and I'm trying to rest my voice, but it doesn't come very easily to me because, as you know, in my other life, I'm a Spanish teacher, so I have to teach. I have to talk a lot in my job, and then this is my other job stroke hobby. It's a bit of both, isn't it? My channel, my true crime channel, and it's becoming more. I spend more and more time on it all the time. I could spend so much time on it if only I didn't have to work for a living. But anyway, there you go. I'm not complaining because I enjoy both my jobs, if you like. So, yeah, I've had a little bit of a sore throat. You can hear it's a little bit hoarse. But there are important cases, updates, things I want to talk about. And one of the cases that we are following, of course, is Mica Miller up there in the top corner. And her, the JP pastor. I'm not going to swear today. I'm going to be good today. I'm not going to call him by the name I want to call him by. To me, honestly, the more I see and the more I think about it and the more I look at things, it's like murder in slow motion with Mica. Even though it'll never go down as murder. It may go down as unlawful killing if the family take it that far, or if the police decide to take it that far. But it's unlikely to be classed as a self-deletion. But to me, it's not. It's murder, but it's murder in slow motion, murder over a period of time. There's different ways of killing someone. I feel like JP, John Paul Pastor, I think he killed Mica over a period of years. It's like a slow murder in slow motion. That would be my description of what happened to Mica. Anyway, what we're going to look at today, this was a very interesting video that popped up on my timeline from a channel that I wasn't subscribed to, but I am now, because this channel, I'm sure what we're going to look at is the last day in Mica's life. We're going to follow her movements for that fateful day when she decided to do what she did for whatever reason she decided. I think there was always in that day, I don't think she was ever 100% maybe that she was going to do it. I'd like to see her telephone that day, see the messages. Was she receiving messages from John, JP? Was she receiving messages from him? Was he threatening more things to her, that he was going to put her, more compromising photos on Facebook, or tell her congregation more compromising things? Could she just not take this torture that this man was putting her through? And I know how that feels. I've been stalked, as you know. If you've been on my channel before, you may know of experience that I had. How it feels, it cannot be explained. Literally cannot be explained how it feels to you. How, it's like there's no escape. You just think, well, and he knew, I don't know if he knew where she was living in the end, but he was obviously messaging her, having some contact with her. I was lucky that when I was stalked, it was before this digital age. Definitely my ex, he would have had trackers on my car. He would, he stole my car. Anyway, I'm not going to go into the whole story of it. It's on my previous videos, but, and it's in my book, Confessions of a Spanish Teacher, what happened. So I really feel for Mica, because I really feel like I understand how desperate she must have felt. and she would have felt like nobody was listening to her. You know, nobody does really, because I don't think anybody really understands it until you go through it. I don't think anyone really understands it. So I found this video. I'm going to go through it with you all today, or tonight, I should say. I'm going to release it as a premiere, so I'll be able to chat with you about it. I hope my voice holds out. Anyway, it doesn't need much voice, but I want to give you a trigger warning. It's very poignant. There's, you know, it's sad because it's dealing with the last day of Mica's life. And the channel that's put this together is Grizzly True Crime. And that's grizzly as in grizzly bear, not grizzly as in gory grizzly. And, you know, it's a very big channel. Some, you know, all of us as channels, we're not everybody's cup of tea, but Grizzly, I think Gisela, who runs, she has been very, very successful. I think she upset a lot of people with the Nicola Bulley case, this with the CCTV and, you know, that whole fiasco that I'm not even going to go into. But anyway, we've moved on from that now. The thing is, I do think she's very professional, Gisela. And this video, she's put together like a case, all the relevant sort of CCTV, etc. She's requested and put together in one video like a case study video. And she said that it's okay for other creators to use it respectfully, as long as she gets mention, obviously, you know, that was her that put it together. And I love it when creators do these kind of things. And it's so generous as well to say that other people can use it, because for someone like me, who's not the best technically, but not only that, I just don't have the time, literally do not have the time. When there comes a day, maybe one day when I do this full time, I'll have more time to put, you know, I am trying that my I have got better at putting videos together, etc. I'm sure you've noticed, but, you know, not brilliant. But the things like soliciting, because you can, by freedom of information, that, you know, how transparent America is, unlike Britain. I've got a big live that I want to do about the Nicola Bulley case, of just, you know, how difficult it is to get any information from any UK source, even things that should be public. There's no reason for them to be private. Just ridiculous. It's like living in Russia. Honestly, you try and get information in Britain, you just can't get, there's no transparency. Anyway, that's for another live when my voice is better. Well, I'm hoping to do it tomorrow evening, but if my voice is not up to it, I won't be doing it, but I'm going to see how it goes. Anyway, so yeah, thank you to Gisela. Muchas gracias, I was going to say. So I've just finished a class. I've just literally finished work. Yeah, very big thank you to her, because having a video with all this together for me is an absolute godsend. So go over to Gisela's channel, give her a subscribe. You know, I've subscribed and like the video, because it is very, 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 very useful. So thank you. And yeah, she did say somewhere fair use, allowances made for fair use purposes, etc. Anyway, she did put something up there about creators and that, and she's I'm sure as long as she's given credit for the video, she'll be okay with me using it. So this covers everything from that day. We've got she calls it a Mica Miller case file. She likes to do a case file. And it's all broken down. God, I love this. It's all broken down. This is what I'd like to do, you know, where people can just go to the relevant points. Now I'm going to go through the whole video, but I am going to fast forward sometimes when it's bits that I know on, those bits. But there will be some of Gisella's commentary on here as well, but I'm going to comment on it. I've watched it once, but quickly, sort of in between trying to do classes as well. So I'm sure there'll be things that I hadn't noticed then that'll come up on this. So we're going to start with where we're going to start. Mica's testimony. We just catch the end of Gisella's welcome.
This is Grizzly True Crime. And if you've never seen my channel before, then welcome to it. I hope that you consider subscribing and becoming part of this fantastic community. Okay, so...
Yes, and the same goes for me. I hope you consider, if you're not subscribed to my channel, if you don't know me, I'm Vicki Marie. I hope you will consider subscribing as well, because subscribing is free. So it's always, it really helps creators. It's a free way. You can help any creator just by subscribing. And if you don't like all the notifications, you can turn the notifications off. But if you're keen to receive the notifications, press the bell as well, so that every time there's an upload. I find with creators that I'm subscribed to, I don't always ask for notifications, except if there's a certain case going on that I know this particular creator will give regular updates about. So that's it. You play your YouTube channel to suit you, your YouTube subscription to suit you. But these are all free, the subscriptions and notifications. YouTube is free at the point of entry, if you like. Now, I'm sure Gisella has got a members section, same as I have. That's a really good way. For a low cost, you can support a creator, because especially true crime, a lot of it gets demonetized just because of the subject matter, so, and then it doesn't get pushed out to it. And even if it gets monetized in the end, you may have missed that optimum period when your video first goes out, and it fills up later. More people watch it later as YouTube start pushing it out more. But sometimes you can't wait. You can wait, to have the video checked, or even if it's demonetized at first, you could wait and you can appeal and wait. But sometimes when you're dealing with crimes or cases, information that's current and changing, you can't wait a week for YouTube to decide if they're going to monetize it or not, because everything might have changed by then. You want to give out the information to your subscribers, to your viewers. Your viewers are wanting information. They're looking to you for information. So, you can't do that. So, yeah. So subscribe. Well, consider it. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but consider subscribing both to Gisella and to me, because it's free. It's free and it makes us happy.
Also, one more thing.
Oh, sorry. The other thing I wanted to say is, and then, membership for my channel is €1.99 a month. I keep my membership as low as possible. And we have a members live every Thursday evening, which is members only. And that's another way. It's not a free way of supporting me, but it's a next to nothing way. I try and keep it as low as possible, because that helps. As I say, if videos don't get monetized or whatever, the memberships help. And of course, I may as well just say thank you for it. So some people have sent me supers, bought me Ko-fis, sent PayPals. Thank you for that. And as far as Gisella is concerned, she's got the same facilities on her channel.
Then I'm just gonna leave you in peace. Please check the timestamps, because I have done some map time in between for each stop, so that you can actually see where Mica was traveling from and to, and I put the little Google man on the ground so that we could actually look around a little bit and just get a grasp of the area. I also want to say I put very soft background music, okay, so that you know that there's no sound. Otherwise, people are going to say no sound, no sound, no sound, and you'll see 1,000 comments like that. Whereas, yes, most of this footage has no sound.
That's a very good idea, Gisela, because I know what she means, because that does happen, because, you know, sometimes I do forget to share the video or whatever, as you know. But sometimes especially when you're showing CCTV, there is no sound. So, but yeah, then people will say, oh, I can't hear anything, you know. So she's right. So, of course, she's been doing this a long time. She's good at what she does. She's built a channel up. It's huge now, to be honest. So she must be doing something right, mustn't she? So, yeah. Okay, let's carry on.
Okay, so just keep that in mind. Okay, here we go.
I was in a battle in my mind.
Nilikuwa katika vita katika akili zangu.
And it was so bad.
Na ilikuwa ni vibaya sana.
I tried to kill myself.
Nikajaribu hata jitoe uhai.
I put a gun to my head.
Ya kwamba nikachukua bunduki nikaiweka kwenye kichwa changu.
And I pulled.
So is this meaning that she's tried to do it before? This must have been when she went to Africa. So we've heard that before, haven't we, in some of the other videos that I've done when she went off to Africa to help the children. I didn't realise she tried to do it before.
Pull the trigger.
Nami nikaanza kubonyeza ili ya kwamba nijiue.
And the bullet got caught in the gun.
Lakini ya kwamba hiyo bunduki, risasi ikashikwa kwenye bunduki.
And that was God.
I agree. Well, it obviously was, but unfortunately, that man had just pushed her back to it again. Anyway, how sad.
Robeson County 911, what's the address of your emergency?
Hi, are you able to trace the location of my phone?
So I just want to give you a trigger warning here, pardon the pun. You know, the whole video, of course, is about Mica's last day, so it's going to be very sad. So just be aware of that, and if you think it might upset you too much, it's probably best not to watch.
Let me see. You don't know where you're at?
A national park.
What's the phone number you're calling me from?
843-655-5242.
Where's the park located at?
In Bear Bluff.
Yeah, I presume that's Gisela that's put that on there. Yeah, I don't think she was lost or didn't know where she was, because apparently she Googled before she went to that national state park or state forest or whatever they're called. She Googled state park near me. So she knew where she was going because she had to get there for a start. She didn't just get there by accident. I mean, in a way she did, because she was just driving around. But yeah, she just wanted to make sure she could be found.
I have my location on, I think, on my phone. Find my phone is on. I just did my my location.
Okay, I'm showing, hold on one second. I don't think you are in Robeson County.
I'm presuming this is the state park. It's very beautiful, isn't it? You know, we are lucky these days that we do have like drone footage and things, because we get such a better perspective of scenes, you know, not only crime scenes and, you know, this kind of thing, but just generally we get such beautiful photography, don't we? And drone footage has just, you know, been a game changer, hasn't it, with that?
Yeah, the Lumber River State Park. And
Yeah, that's where I am.
okay,
Wow.
tell me what's happened.
I'm about to kill myself, and I just want my family to know where to find me.
Okay, ma'am. Just listen to what I'm saying, okay? Let me make sure I got the exact location where you're at, okay? Just 1 minute. Robeson County 911, what's the address of your emergency?
There's nothing like this. I'm in Princess Anne State Park.
I'm sorry, your phone is breaking up very bad. I can't hear you.
Is that any better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, I'm in Princess Anne State Park,
Uh-huh.
and I just
That sounds as if it's the same woman taking. So this is the call from the guy who found her, I presume, and sounds like the same woman that he's talking to. What do you think?
made contact with a deputy. I didn't get his name. I think I just found a body in the water down there. If you know which deputy is here, if you can tell me back to where he just talked to the guy, white male, orange t-shirt, in a kayak, he'll know where I'm at.
Okay, hold on 1 second for me, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that was the guy that we saw being interviewed, or well, he didn't want to show his face, did he? Or was it? Because he was the one who found the belongings. Is this a different person that found a body, I presume? Anyway, now we've gone to Mica ring cam footage. As she came home and then she comes back out again. I'm not sure where she'd been first thing in the morning. Yeah, well, she does look very sad, doesn't she? I think perhaps Mike, she'd been sad for a long time, hadn't she? But I don't know if she had determinedly decided that particular day that she was going to do it. It was probably always floating around in the back of her mind, especially if she'd done it before, and especially because she was being persecuted by giant prick pastor. I just can't help myself. She was being persecuted by him, really. How do you escape from someone like that, except for the way she chose, which is so sad. But I think she just couldn't face it any longer. Be interesting to know, as I say, to see her phone and see what sort of messages, if any, she was getting from him that particular day, because just 3 days earlier she had filed for divorce again. Yeah. So she goes in, comes out again dressed like this. See, this is her work top she's got on over the black long sleeved top. She had her work, so it's as if she was going to work. She can't have decided finally then, because she's dressed as if she's going to work. Unless she wore it deliberately because she thought she would get, recognised, when her body was found or whatever. I don't know. I mean, you just wish you knew what was going on in her mind and that somebody could have done something to help. It's very, very sad.
Necessary endings. Your life of sleeping is over. So when I get into this and I start to look at what the scriptures say, we came across this passage, and here it is. You might remember the song by the birds. Turn to everything. There's a season.
What was that? Oh,
Speaking of necessary endings, your life of sleeping is over. So when I get into this and I start to
so this is what she was listening to. Gosh, I tell you, the way Giselle has put this all together, it is amazing. It really is, because it gives us all the information. Anyway, let's just listen to it.
To look at what the scriptures say, I came across this passage, and here it is. You might remember the song by the birds, turn to everything. There's a season, turn. I can't sing, but you know the words. So necessary endings. Your life of sleeping is over. So when I get into this and I start to look at what the scriptures say, we came across this passage, and here it is. You might remember the song by the birds, turn to everything. There's a season. But here's where it's from. It's Ecclesiastes 3. It says, everything there's a season.
I just noticed then, sorry, I just want to go to look at the earrings she's got on, because he was talking about birds then.
I get into this and I start to
Got these lovely
look at the scriptures
little
say,
bird earrings in.
we came across this passage, and here it is. You might remember
They're
the song
bird.
by the birds.
Yeah.
Turn to everything. There's a season.
See, did she dress deliberately that day, knowing what she was going to do? Is there a reason why she's got the bird earrings in? She's hoping to fly.
But here's where it's from. It's Ecclesiastes 3. It says, everything there's a season under heaven for these activities. And it's beginnings, but look at the passage through these eyes. I never had seen it before. The whole passage is about beginnings, but also endings.
Mica's journey that day started at her condo at 2323 Margarita Drive, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And when she left here, she went straight to the Dick's Pawn Shop, which I'm going to show you the footage of now. I just quickly wanted to show you what it looks like here where she was living. And apparently, according to police reports, J.P. Miller was stalking Mica here at these apartments.
Yeah. Well, so he was so she wasn't safe. You know, she wouldn't have felt safe in her own home. I know exactly how that feels. I moved. In total, how many times did I move? About 5 times, because every time I moved, my stalker, they would find out where I was. And in the end, you think, what's the point in moving? But you can't. I tell you, the night that my stalker, he ended up deleting himself. But the night that he did it, I'd moved again because he'd found out where I was. And I was just terrified, sat in the house wondering if he'd found out, you know, where I was, and if he would literally turn up at my door any minute. That's how it felt. And the only time I felt reassured that he wasn't there was when I was speaking to him on the phone, but because it wasn't mobile phone, it was landline. You know, as I say, I'm so glad that there weren't there were mobile phones, but they weren't so common. Not many people had a mobile phone. You didn't use it much. So whenever I spoke to him on the phone, I knew he was back at his house, which was our old house, and I was staying with my niece, one of my nieces in London by then. And I knew that he couldn't really get there because he didn't have a car. But I still, in my head, I was seeing him, you know, getting on trains on his way there. He was getting a taxi, doing whatever. He was going to come and kill me. You know, I wonder if Mica was living like that, thinking, what is he going to do next? And in the end, you just crack up. You know, and it sounds an awful thing to say, but I was lucky that my stalker, he deleted himself in the end, because he was trying to get me to go round to the house And of course I was like, no, I'm not coming, you know. But I think if I would have stepped into that house, I think we both would have died that night.
Literally looking through windows, trying to kill some kind of tree that was obstructing his view, doing all sorts of things. Just FYI, if you do see those police reports floating around. So this is the area where she stayed. I'm not too sure of exactly which apartment. I think it's somewhere in this block, because if we go a little further, they've actually blurred it out, which we know they do sometimes. Looks okay for now, but initially when I started here at the street, then they blurred this out. So, okay, let's just see what this number is. Yeah, this one says number 4 on the building. See, here's something that's blurred out as well. So I'm not too sure exactly which one. I don't think it's all that important to know exactly which apartment, right? But from here, what she did was she drove to
She's so clever.
on this, oh, let's not click on that, wait, on this highway 17 eastward, and she pulled in here. So I'm going to show you that full footage now, uninterrupted.
So off she went to the pawn shop, to Dick's pawn shop, to buy a gun, which took her about 5-10 minutes to buy a gun. Anyway, and as she says, she's going to show you the full footage. I might cut a little bit of it out where me, and just go to the bits that Mica's on, just to sort of cut it down a little bit. But we will watch all the bits with Mica on.
Nothing edited out or anything in the live stream that we did. I had chopped out some of it so that we can actually see Mica. The focus was to see what Mica was doing that day. Now I'm going to put the entire file in as I received it via my Freedom of Information Act request. So that's it over here. So if we wanted to go to street level over here, we can see it like that. Let's see if we can actually drive.
I'm just imagining, did you imagine making a Freedom of Information request for the CCTV in the Nicola Bulley case, or any case? You know, make it, you just wouldn't get it. Why in Britain is everything so cloak and dagger?
Driving. I don't know if I'm driving in the right way. Probably not. Okay, let's go around the corner here. Buckle up because I'm driving. As we always say in the live streams. Okay, so there we go. Now, I don't know why Mica was able to buy a weapon that day, given that she had been in mental institutions before, but apparently they said it's because it would be up to the institute to actually let the, and I forget the term, but like the official gun registry or society know by the system.
Yeah, so imagine here's a person who's not that long earlier actually been committed, you know, and spent time in a mental institution. She's got one suicide attempt behind her, and she could just walk in and literally within 10 minutes walk out with a gun and bullets. Yeah, what if she would have gone off and shot a load of people, gone and shot up the congregation? You know, that is just so wrong in so many ways that she was allowed to do that.
So there definitely was a failure there, I would say, for her to be able to just walk in here and buy a weapon, and so easily and so quickly as well. But it's not the clerk's fault. Okay, just because I know people want to blame innocent people. So, you know, it's not the clerk's fault.
No.
They were just doing their job, right? But I do think that's something to look into, that they really need to make sure that people who shouldn't be allowed to buy weapons mustn't be able to. Although, would it really have changed the outcome? Would it have? Do you think so? Leave a comment below. So this is where it is.
It may not have changed the outcome if, you know, if she couldn't have gone in and done it on that day, or maybe she would have had to wait a week. But if she couldn't have picked it up at all, you know, because of her history, she wasn't allowed to have a gun, or would she have just found another way to do it? You know, so I do sometimes think that if somebody's very determined, you will never, you know, you cannot stop them. If they're so determined to take their own life, they'll find a way one way or another, because it's not as if Mica, it was just a heat of the moment thing. It doesn't feel like if she's tried it before, but you know, sometimes it would make a difference, wouldn't it? If you know, makes a difference whether you've got a gun at home and you're having an argument with someone. You can't just pick it up and shoot them or shoot yourself or whatever. You know, but if you felt, yeah, and if you were determined to shoot someone, you just knew you could walk into the pawn shop and within 10 minutes you'd have a gun. You might go, you know, you might still be heated by then. You know, you need more of a cooling off period than 10 minutes.
And now you're going to see footage from here. And then I'll show you some map time again after that.
Right, I'm going to fast forward this a little bit because it's all. Till Mica arrives, I'm going to. That's not Mica. Here she is it? No, that's not Mica. Okay, switch. So here she is coming in. So it's 12:12 p.m. on the 27th of April. You wish you could expect a family watching this be wanting to rewind, wouldn't you? Rewind time. Think that like when I've seen the Gabby Petito film or any of these CCTV things where tragedy happens, you just wish you could rewind. You know, pull them out of the picture. And the Riley strain was another one. It's I know CCTV helps us to find out what happened to people, but I think for the family it must be really quite distressing to watch it and just want to change it, you know, just turn back time. Let's just fast forward a bit. It's very sad in a pawn shop. You know, someone's coming in to pawn their telly, for God's sake. You know, very sad. Let's see. Trying to just get to the bit where Mica's there. Right, now this is a leave, and we do see her buying the gun in a moment from a different angle. So she's literally walked in, she's bought the gun and she walks out. But in a moment we're going to see her actually buying the gun. From a different CCTV angle. From the cash register. So, we saw her walking through the door, and here she comes there. As she goes off, I presume she's going off to look at guns. Oh no, she's going off to the register. just out of sight here in the corner. Don't know, you'd like to be a fly on the wall, hear that conversation. You know what struck me about this whole video, even when she goes to the petrol station, all of it, is how people are just carrying on their, everyday lives, doing whatever they're doing. And, we do it. You don't know that person standing next to you in a supermarket queue, or that person that you go past with your dog, or that person you walk past in the shopping centre. You don't know what they're going through in their head. You just don't know. Life just goes on, doesn't it? Life goes on. She's just out of shot at the moment. And I was thinking, because I joined, with the Samantha Murphy case, I joined a few Facebook groups for Ballarat. And somebody was on there the other day saying they'd lost their cat, and other people were on there saying, I don't know, they were looking for somewhere for a doctor, or looking for a flat to rent, or blah, 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 blah. And it's funny, isn't it? Because Ballarat, for me, will forever be entwined with Samantha Murphy and the Samantha Murphy case, because I'd never heard of Ballarat before it in Australia. And I'll probably never hear about it again, except as far as Samantha Murphy is concerned. So it was interesting to see, just to see these sort of everyday posts, that I might have on the Facebook for my little village, asking routine questions. Anybody seen this cat? Or I found a cat. Does this cat belong to anyone? Those kind of things. Or people selling furniture, and how life goes on, doesn't it? It's life does go on. It has to go on, doesn't it? And watching this, you can see, I think she's just coming in sight there. You can see that everybody's just going about their business. She's selling her telly. Don't know what this guy's doing. People trying to get money. And there's Mica in the middle of it, trying to buy a gun to take her own life, bless her. Oh, he looks like he's either bought that guitar, or maybe he had it in hock and he's taken it out. So there's Mica now in the bottom left-hand corner. She looks quite upbeat, actually. I wonder what's going through her mind. Is she thinking, oh, just get this over with so I can just get on with it? Or is she thinking, shall I do it? Shall I not do it? I wonder, is she thinking about, oh, this will be great because I'll be with God soon? And so I noticed she's looking around, because I suppose she wouldn't know if JP Pastor was going to turn up at some point. Whether he still had a tracker on a car or whatever. Bless her. Somebody else coming in. Oh, she's smiling and laughing. Thing is, she's a nice, sweet, polite person. I feel for this guy, because he'll know by now that he was the one that sold her the gun, and he'll feel bad. Obviously, it's not his fault, but he will feel bad. I would feel bad. The thing is, you can't pick up on how people are feeling. And would it have made any difference anyway if he had? I mean, what are you supposed to? I mean, I don't know what that form involves. What she's got to, you have to fill in things like, are you thinking of taking your own life with this gun? I mean, who's going to say yes? She's obviously got to fill in some things. I presume a lot of it is her address and etc. Has she got a license for a firearm? You know, it just makes you wonder, what is that form that she's filling in, and how did it all get passed? You know, she's filling in quite a bit of stuff there. He's gone off and got her, I don't know, the receipt or whatever. Oh God, what's she? Oh, she's going out with her telly again. So what? Did she not sell it then? Maybe she couldn't get enough money for it. There's somebody else now doing something. A guy's walked in. Life's just going on. I wonder if they ask, because you know, it's. I suppose it's America. America's different, but if that was Britain, definitely. If that, well, you couldn't walk into a shop anywhere and buy a gun, could you? I suppose there's hunting shops and things. I know near where I am, in the main city near where I am, which isn't very big, there is definitely a shop where you can buy guns and things, but you need a license. You've got to go and get your license from the town hall first before you can even think about buying a gun. And there'll be shotguns and that for hunting. I don't know if you can buy a revolver. I'm going to have to try and find out about that. You can buy certain things, but you have to have a license for all of it, as far as I know. But I've never been in the shop. Maybe I should do that for a fact-finding mission to see, you know, what you can do in Spain. And it's ironic, really, because, of course, in Spain, all the police have guns, even the security men have guns. You know, you go in a supermarket, the security have got guns too. You know, it's that's how it is in Spain, but we don't have a problem with gun crime. So it's odd, really. I don't think we've ever, in Spain, I don't think there's ever been a shooting incident in the sense of like Dunblane. I mean, we have had shooting incidents, haven't we, in the UK? Was it Dunblane was one, and what was the other one near Newbury? You know, there have been shooting incidences. In the UK, but I don't think in Spain there's ever been a that sort of incident, someone going and shooting a load of people, as far as I know. I wonder what was being said there. Do you think that was like, oh yeah, just go ahead and do it, do you think? Or was he asking, were they chatting about what they did at the weekend? Or were they chatting about that and what he was allowed to do? Was she allowed to take the gun just like that? She looks very distant, doesn't she, Mica? What's going on in her head, bless her? She's smiling again. Mica's a person she just can't help. She's a people pleaser. You know, she doesn't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable. She's smiling even though she's on the verge of taking her own life. Oh. She'll have been easily manipulated by that absolute twonk. Just wish he could have manipulated her in a good way, because I think she was quite malleable, so I'm sure he could have made a more positive impact on her. She looks very sad, she does. surprised nobody has interviewed the lad there on the till. I'm surprised he hasn't popped up with an interview. He's probably traumatized. So she walked in there at 12:12. It's now 12:22. More smiles. Got that poor guy, because he didn't realise what was going on, did he? Oh, seems like there's quite a bit of paperwork involved. But still, it's not taken very long, has it, so far? Is that the stamp? Once the stamp comes out, you know it's more or less finished. It looked like she was dancing then or something. See how she looked behind her then? I bet she's any minute she's expecting that twonk to walk in through the door. Sort of almost wish he had, really, because maybe he could have stopped her. I don't know. I wonder what they're talking about, because she's laughing and joking. Gosh, all these people coming in and out. You'd hate to think you'd been, people were watching you. Who's tapping into the computer again? I think this guy here looks a bit suspicious. He's just walking around, and what is he doing? I don't know how these shops work in America. Oh, that guy's just walked in and now he's walking back out again. Oh, look, they've got some more paperwork coming there that she's got to sign. Oh, yeah, she's smiling. Oh, she had to have a photo taken there. She had to have a photo taken there. I tell you what, I bet all these shops now, it's all tightened up, hasn't it? All the security there, if they might sort of let things go, they won't be doing that anymore. But yeah, she had to have a photo taken. Yeah, so I don't know how these pawn shops work really. How long, do they? So you take your stuff in, you get some money for it if it's worth, they give you a price for it, and I suppose you've got so long to pay it back before they sell it off. Don't really understand how they work. Because is that all those, when do they do it? Or do you have to keep going back and putting some money down or something so they don't sell it? Oh, it looks like he's looking for the ammunition now. Yeah, she's in her own little world, isn't she? Wonder what he's looking for. Is it the ammunition? Can't find it, of course. This guy, the bald guy with the beard, he must be the boss. He seems to know where everything is. Oh no, he's just left it and gone on. Oh no, he's got it. I didn't see him pick them up. Yeah, I take it that's the bullets. God, I'd be terrified of selling someone a gun and bullets. They just could load it up and just shoot you. Because when he was, you know what men are like when they're looking for things. It's like, oh, there it is. And then they go, oh, I can't see it. But anyway, found it in the end. Oh, there you go. God, he's another lad that will be traumatised now. I reckon they'll all be traumatised in that shot. Because, this is a big, it's been on the, they must know about this case. It's been on the TV, not only on social media. Gosh. I wonder what they're saying. It'd be so interesting to talk to them. What was she saying she wanted it for? I bet she did say. Or this is something that struck me today. Do you think maybe she was planning on killing JP Pastor, or defending herself from him? Maybe she hadn't decided that she was going to do that to herself. Anyway, she's using a card to pay for it, I think. Is that what she's doing? Going to a different till. Yeah, getting a card out to pay for it. Yeah, maybe she was buying that gun not so much to do that to herself, but originally maybe she was thinking, it would have been a sin, I know, but I think the world would have been a better place with her still in it and maybe not with him in it. But of course, you can't wish death on anybody. I bet you any money. I bet you any money it comes out. He's said to her many times, "Oh, just kill yourself. Why don't you just kill yourself?" Because he wasn't doing anything to help her to not to kill herself, was he? You know, he was being cruel to her. He was tracking her car. He was slashing her tires. He was putting, you know, half nude pictures of her on Facebook, trying to embarrass her in front of the congregation. Everything he was doing, it wasn't to stop her doing this, you know, to help her. It was to make her feel worse about herself, wasn't it? You know, he did nothing to help her. Because the only time he will have done anything to help her is if it meant she would stay with him. So as soon as she said she didn't want to be with him, he was just nasty. He even admitted that himself, didn't he? That he struck out like when he was hurt. He actually said that to her in messages when he's apologised for things. The trouble is the damage is already done, isn't it? And then he just did it again. Oh, there you go. That's her. She's got a gun. She's got her ammunition. It's 12:33. She walked in there at 12:12. She's walked out of there at 12:33. It's taken her 21 minutes to buy that gun and ammunition. Okay, very sad. So let's just move forward a bit now. Oh, this is a different angle. Oh, that's that lady that had the TV. Not quite sure what happened. Oh, she seems to have taken off her work thing there, does she? Gosh, she looks so serious, so sad. Yeah, because when she came out of the house, she had her work top on over that black long-sleeved T-shirt, and now she doesn't seem to have that on anymore. But she looks so serious and so sad, but as soon as the guy comes up, you know, she gives a little smile. She's trying to be nice. What's she looking up at there? She looks like maybe she's looking up at the CCTV. I don't know. She seemed to be looking up at something. So she's checking over the paperwork. Okay, I'm going to fast forward it a bit because we have seen this, but from the other angle. So let's have a look at that. Oh, she's quite defensive there with her arms folded. I wonder if at any time she was thinking, oh, how she smiles there as soon as she looks at someone, it's a smile. I wonder if at any time she was thinking, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. You know, do you think by then she was just so decided, or do you think at any time, you know, she was thinking, no, what am I doing? Like, you know, I'm mad doing this, like crazy. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to let him win. I'm sure for quite a long time she didn't want to let JP win. And unfortunately, in the end, he did, because I think it did him a favour, her not being, you know, it's a problem that's taken off him. I know he's going out there, you know, in the memorial and that, like he was heartbroken and this, that, and the other. But I bet there was really, he was relieved. She wasn't going to take any of his money. She's a problem off his hands. He's not got to worry about her going off with another man. He couldn't live with that. You know, everything had to be on his terms. So although he's got another woman, it seems, and has had, you know, several. Well, and if you believe the father, it was like he invited other men into their bed as well. God, what a horrible man. But one time Mica was in love with him. We've seen that. She was in love with him. And then just bit by bit, he's chipped away at her, and that's how it happens, you know. You know, with all problems in life, isn't it? But especially things like domestic abuse, etc. You don't just wake one morning, you go, one night you go to bed and everything's brilliant and you're deliriously happy. And then the next morning you wake up and you're in the middle of a big hole that you can't get out of. It doesn't happen like that. It happens chip by chip, bit by bit, drip by drip. Have it, you know, one little thing, then another little thing, then, oh, I'm so sorry, I apologise, I'll never do that. You know how much I love you. Bit of love bombing, some flowers. Yeah, well, he was saying he would buy her a car and this, that, and the other. You know, he was always trying to sort of win her over again. So it doesn't happen like it's not an overnight thing. And I think those sort of things, when they've happened to me, it's just like one morning you wake up and you just think, how did I even get to this point? You know, you can't work out how it happened. It's like as I say, a steady drip, 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 chip, chip, chip. And then one morning you wake up, you're in the bottom of a massive hole and you just don't know how you can get out of it, but you don't know how you even got in it in the first place. You didn't realise it was happening until it was too late. Oh, must be some music's come on there. Oh, bless her. Yeah, she's very attentive of the door every time the door opens. Because, you know, he followed her once to a knife shop, didn't he? Walked into a knife shop, he was tracking her and caused a big scene, didn't he, with the woman in the knife shop. Oh. When she smiles, she's so beautiful. You know, you can tell, like, how miserable she is when she's not smiling. You know, you can see how unhappy she is. When her smile drops, oh. Sorry. Just when she noticed that child. Because she loves children and she never had any children. Oh, God, sorry. I'm talking about a trigger warning. I need to do it for myself. She just looked, I just felt that when she was, maybe if she'd had children, it would have given her something to, gosh, with children with that one, God. Anyway, you know, maybe a child that she could have sort of clung on to. I don't know. Poor Mike. Hey. Oh, that's when they take the photo of her. Bless. Oh, you can actually see them taking the photo on the computer. Aye. She got a cross on there. Or is that necklace that she had on that supposedly Giant Prick Paul had on as well? Where did he get that necklace from? Was it the same necklace? I mean, you know, sometimes some of the YouTubers can be a little bit dramatic, let's say. I don't know if that was the same necklace that he was wearing. And then, of course, there are two possibilities. Maybe he got, because he is still her husband, you know, I'm wondering if he got her possessions, got given the possessions that she was wearing. Or did he have one exactly the same? But why would she be wearing a necklace that she shared with him? I wonder what she's thinking about there, bless her. She's deep in thought, isn't she? Deep in thought. Oh. Now, if like me, this is triggering you a little bit, maybe you should fast forward a bit. It is very sad, this actually, to watch. Very, very sad. Bless her. Oh. Makes you wonder what would have happened if she would have just sort of burst into tears, or, you know, if they, well, they wouldn't have said anything. I wonder how often people who work in shops and things like that, you know, encounter something and don't know what to do or say. I'm just remembering one time that happened. You know, what would you, if she would have just sort of broken down, crying there and then, I wonder what they would have done. I'm just remembering one time I walked into a petrol station and was really upset about something and just burst into tears at the actual, you know, at the cash desk as I was paying for my petrol. And the girl, I just remember saying to me, was here in Spain, what's the matter? You know, are you okay? And I just paid my money and went out again. But sometimes I think about her because I think, wonder if she ever thought afterwards, you know, what was wrong with that woman, you know. Anyway, just sometimes you can't cope. I mean, she seems very calm and measured, but she looks very, very sad. He's probably offering us something that might have been an insurance on the gun. You know, like when you go and buy things, sometimes they offer you an extra insurance, don't they? Anyway, she didn't want it, whatever it was. Might have been something to clean it with. You know, they try and upsell you a little bit, don't they? Sell you a little bit extra. God, it gives me the creeps, that gun, actually. Might be trying to sell a guarantee on it. you know, an extra guarantee, those kind of things, you know, that when you buy things, they always try and sell you a little something, don't they? Little something extra. I wonder what that woman's buying. She's counting out a lot of money, isn't she? Is that money she's counting out? I was surprised they've not had to blur her out, actually, because it looks like she's counting out quite a bit of money there. I'm intrigued now to see what she's buying. Maybe it's that telly that the woman left there. She looks like she's got a message there, Micah. Is she looking at her phone? What's she doing now? Or is she looking at I think she's looking at her phone, isn't she? Well, there'll be a record of any messages that were sent, won't they? You know, if that was Mr. JP sending her nasty messages, there'll definitely be a record of it. I wonder who ended up with her phone. The police obviously will have had it first, but I wonder after that whether her family got it or whether JP got it. There you go, there's your gun, there's your bullets, thank you, she says, and off she goes. Jesus. Sorry, no offence to Jesus, but I hope she's with Jesus. Aye. Okay, so then Gisela very kindly does some map time from the pawn shop to work via the gas station.
She wasn't showing up for work because she didn't call in. According to all the reports I've seen, she was just a no-show that day. So she didn't head east this way. She actually instead decided to head north on this 501, and the next stop was at this grocery and grill, 41 Grocery and Grill. First, I just want to show you this workplace from the ground so that we can just quickly see that, because we haven't looked at that together before. So if I just go here.
That's where she should have gone. That's where she was supposed to go to work.
And we look at her workplace. You can see it here. This is where she worked. And someone who worked with her said that her behavior was completely normal the day before. Everything seemed fine. And of course, they are.
Well, that often happens, doesn't it? We saw that with the Gaynor Lord case. You know, she left work a little bit early, supposedly said she had to leave early. She wasn't feeling very well, but she was smiling, wasn't she, on the CCTV? There didn't seem to be anything. Thing is, there never seems to be anything untoward.
Devastated by her loss. So let's just go like this. I can't really drive in there right now, but this is the J. Peters Grill and Bar. And she was wearing the work shirt that she was supposed to be wearing that day over a long black sleeve top that you saw her wearing in the pawn shop video. Okay, so now from here,
oh no,
if we go to that gas station.
I don't think she had that on still in the pawn shop, did she? You let me know what you think, but she did have it on when she left her house.
Instead of her workplace, heading north to 41 Grocery and Grill. Let's just zoom in here. It's a tiny little gas station. Okay, we'll put the little man here quickly. All right, so you will see the footage from this side, but a lot of people were wondering, well, what's on this side? But they said that there's a portaloo of sorts, a toilet, a porta potty, somewhere around this corner here. I think maybe this is the one people are referring to, that they say Mica went to. And Major McLean at the Robeson County Sheriff's Department also told me the same when I asked him that many people have questions of why did Mica go around the corner here? You could see her park a car around here, right? And he said that there's a porta potty around the corner. So it could be this. Right, so now we're going to see the footage of this. I just quickly wanted to show you the area also because I know that there's a bit of a suspicious truck doing rounds, you know, and they're coming from all sorts of directions, especially this direction. So we can drive down the road here quickly just to see where this leads us, shall we? Just have a look where it comes from. I don't know if they were doing U-turns or what they were doing. Have a look at the footage and let me know what you think. It just goes on and on. It's a beautiful area as well. Lots of nature, of course.
It's very flat, isn't it? There seem to be some homes over there, like
Okay, we're back at the gas station.
homes.
So let's just go around the corner here quickly.
Very flat. That's
And
what
see
I
it
would
from
say
this side
about it.
so that you can see what I mean. So you're going to see everything from this side. Okay, now let's play the footage.
I'm going to fast forward it a little bit because she doesn't arrive for a little while, I don't think. Is that her? No. Oh, yeah, that is her. Shh. Oops. Now, so by now it's 13, sort of hidden behind there. But so she's been driving around for a little while because she left the pawn shop. It was 12:30ish, wasn't it, or something like that. So we're now an hour away, an hour later. It's 13:28 now, so we're an hour later. So she's left the pawn shop. She's been driving around for an hour. Again, I'd like to see what's on her phone during that hour. Okay, so she's coming out. I think she bought a drink and a sandwich while she was in there. And that's when she goes around the corner that people were wondering why she'd gone around the corner, but it looks like she's gone to the loo. Is that the same guy on his bike coming back? What's he coming back for? Yeah, a lot of people around, again, just make all those people just wandering around having their ordinary day. And all the time, it's Mica's last day. It's you know, could be happening all the, you know, it will be happening all the time. And this is obviously Mica's case we're concentrating on, but it'll happen every day somewhere to someone. You just don't know what's going on in people's heads, in people's lives. And off she goes. So she's got, presumably, I don't know how much petrol she bought, but she's got a tank of petrol, or she's got petrol. Wonder if she was deciding where to go. Oh, she's going to get the petrol now. You know, is she deciding which way when she gets the petrol? I wonder if she was thinking, do I go home? Is it too late to go home? Should I change my mind? Or was she just 100% determined by then? So she's going back into the shop. So I don't know if, do you have to pay for your petrol first in America, in these sort of places? Here in Spain, there are some places you have to pay first. That's been quite recent. You know, you never had to pay first. You never used to have to pay first, but after the recession, and you know, there were a lot of problems in Spain with the economy, and they did start a lot of petrol stations making you pay first before you could put your petrol in. And now if you go at night time, those that are open 24 hours or whatever at night, you normally have to pay first, because they're normally, here in Spain, like the shop wouldn't be open if it was a 24-hour one. There'd just be a little like hole in the wall for you to pay, and you'd have to pay. It looks like that's what she's done, isn't it? Gone and paid to come out and now put petrol in. There's a drink. She looks so forlorn, blessed. Oh, Mike, if only you could. Anyway, if only we could go in, change what happened. Actually, I'm going to light the candle while I'm thinking about it. I haven't lit the candle. Lit the candle for Micah. Because she believed in that. She believed in that. She had faith. I'm sure Jesus, even though it's supposed to be a sin, isn't it, what she did, but I think surely Jesus would forgive someone. Anyway, so this is for Micah, so prayers for Micah, but also prayers for her family, what they're going through at the moment, but also prayers for anyone who needs them, really. So prayers go out to anyone who's in need of them. I think we're all in need of them a little bit, aren't we? We support each other, don't we, on this channel? I know there's some of you out there suffering for all sorts of reasons. Could be illness, could be relationship problems, could be family problems, could be mental health issues, could be problems, financial problems. So we need a little prayer. We all need a prayer, I think. Probably a combination of all those different problems. Okay, I'm just going to get off this now because there's nothing
At the
more.
41 Grocery and Grill, Mica used her debit card. She spent $25. She bought gas and a cold drink. and then she headed northeast to this Lumber River State Park. She'd actually done a Google search for National Park near me.
So she'd done a Google search for National Park near me. Now, $25. Any of you out there that are in America, because I don't know how expensive petrol is or isn't. Here in Spain, if you spent 25 euros on petrol, which I think is not unlike parity at euros and dollars, that would give you not a full tank. $25 would give you here in Spain, or 25 euros, it'd give you half a tank of petrol, I'd say. You know, not her car isn't a massive car, is it? I'd say it'd give you maybe half a tank of petrol, maybe just short of half a tank. What would it give you in America? For those of you who live in America, let me know. Did she put a big amount in? See, we don't know what she already had in there. Was she just filling it up, or was she going near empty?
Looks like she did it twice on that day, and then headed here and parked, and then called 911. I do believe that she called from her vehicle and not from the location where she said, I know that she said on the phone call she wants them to know where, where her body would be found. But it's just so quiet, and I know that's quite a topic of discussion at the moment, that I think that she would have parked and called 911. She even said on the call, my location is on, meaning that then from there they could track her. And then she walked to a spot, which I'll show you now. Just hold on 1 second. So the parking area would be around here. Here's this Princess Anne Road. And one can easily walk to this observation deck. And then she walked a little further because they dropped a pin, the police, around this area here. Let me just see where the river curves like this. We have to go up a little bit. Somewhere around here is the pin that they dropped. So that is where her final resting place was. And there's footage of flowers in the water that her family had apparently put there as well. They also retrieved the weapon from the water. Very sad.
The weapon was in the water. She seemed to do it in the water. I wonder why that was. Possibly, as I've said before, maybe sort of like some connection with christening, baptism type things. But yeah, so what did she do? Just start walking, and then she didn't know that area. So she's just walking and looking for the right place. What was going through her mind?
Dead. So right there. And that's all we have for map time. Also remember that there is this 31-page report from the sheriff at Robeson County, and his name is Bernice Wilkins, as you can see. They've got the date of the incident and everything listed there, as well as bullet points of...
So, 2:54, so she was at the petrol station, wasn't it 1:30? And then at 2:54, so she's thought about it a lot. A 911 call was made from her number. She asked if her phone could be located and then threatened suicide. Mica hung up the phone before further information could be obtained by the telecommunicator. The telecommunicator attempted to call Mica back multiple times and was unable to make contact with her, and she utilized rapid SOS to locate Mica. And then at 3:03, so 9 minutes later, Robeson County Sheriff's Office deputies were dispatched to the Lumber River State Park for a well-being check to try and locate her.
There is a summary of events. So if you've never seen this before, you can pause to read. I'm just going to scroll through it. We have gone through it before, but just check it out if you never have.
Okay, so this was the rapid SOS and the location was given. of where she was. So that's it, is it? The red little marker there, that's where she was.
This is where you can see I got the pin from that I was just showing you on the map as well.
Oh. So here's the timeline. 3:05, contact made with the Lumber River State Park Superintendent. 3:20, the deputies request a phone ping. 3:31, the deputies arrive at Lumber River State Park and begin the search with the State Park Rangers. 3:33 p.m, Robeson County Sheriff's Office, etc., dispatched to Lumber River State Park. 3:42, telecommunicator contacted Verizon to request an updated location ping. And 3:50, detectives with Air 3S UAV arrived at Lumber River State Park. .342, detectives located a black Honda Civic in the parking lot of the Lumber River State Park with South Carolina registration, blah, blah, blah. And this was confirmed to be registered to Mica Miller. Detectives looked inside the car and observed a black Sig Sauer gun case in the passenger seat and a box of ammunition in the center console. This information was relayed to deputies and park rangers actively searching the park. And 3:45, detectives deployed Air 3S UAV to conduct an aerial search of the area. And while conducting an aerial search, they were approached by an individual who stated he had found a bag while fishing with an ID inside belonging to Mica Miller. Detectives took possession of the bag. That's what the fisherman was talking about in the, in the case the video we looked at earlier. The individual stated he heard crying while he was fishing, then a gunshot. He stated he went further into the slough, is it slough or slough, where he located the bag about 2 foot from the water edge. That's what he said, wasn't it? .423, an individual contacted Robeson County and advised he had located a body in the water. So it's somebody else. He had been fishing in his kayak when he located the body in the river. Searching deputies and state park rangers went to the individual's location and confirmed the information given. The area was then secured for investigation. So it was all over by then, bless her. Oops. Sorry, I think I missed something there.
Wilkins, as you can see, they've
Right.
Wilkins, as you can see, they've got the date of the incident and everything listed there, as well as bullet points of their summary of events. So if you've never seen this before, you can pause to read. I'm just going to scroll through it. We have gone through it before, but just check it out if you never have. This is where you can see I got the pin from that I was just showing you on the map as well.
Sorry, I just rewound it a little bit because I felt like I missed something. Maybe I didn't. So 5:30 p.m, Chief of Detectives for the Robeson County Sheriff's Office arrived at the incident location. 5:54, detectives along with Robeson County Sheriff's Office arrived at CSI, arrived at the incident location. The medical examiner was contacted and requested to come to the incident location, and the CSI technician photographed the area of investigation to include the vehicle belonging to Mica Miller. Items of evidence were collected from the incident location and from the vehicle of Mica Miller. Then at 7:11 p.m, a 6-hour 9mm firearm is located in the water. Serial number 66F501887. They also found located inside the sales receipt from the pawn shop and a sale receipt from the grocery from the $25 grocery receipt from the gasolinera, from the petrol station. And Robeson County detectives investigated Mica Miller's movements on the day of Saturday, April 27th. The movements shown here are substantiated with security camera footage, which is date and time stamped. So this is back to the Ring doorbell thing again. The receipt there, her coming out in her black outfit with a work top on. Oh, so this is the actual her phone where she Googled national park near me. It's very sad, isn't it? And how to get to the pawn shop. So she'd search for the pawn shop as well as the Google, the national park. Aye. That's where a license plate was caught on the license plate detector. You can't get away with anything these days. It's very difficult to, you can be tracked after. Maybe, at the time, obviously, people can do things, but afterwards, That was the car parked in the parking lot. Such a lovely car, it's like, it just shows you. I mean, I don't know what Mica's financial circumstances were in the end. I thought I read somewhere or somebody was saying now, she'd been left sort of virtually penniless. But of course she had $500 on her when she was found, and she had bought the gun. I don't know how much the gun cost. They probably could rewind and look at the receipt for the gun. There was the receipt for the gun. They found it in the car. I will have a look in a minute. And then when he had offered to buy her a new car, it's all about money for him, wasn't it? It was as if when he slashed her tires or did whatever he did, he then sent her a text and offered to buy her a brand new car. you know, because everything was about money. He thought money was everything, but it sounded like what Mica wanted was love and appreciation. So I was just trying to find the receipt there, but so that's the receipt. Oh, and she paid by card. It's $500 and odd. Can't see it exactly. I don't know how to enlarge that on a video, but I think it's, from what I can make out, it's she gave them $520 and got some change. I don't know, or did she, or was it exactly the right amount of money? But anyway, it was over $500. So
I know we've discussed before that Mica seems to have had a sandwich in the car here, which
yeah, people are making a big deal about this sandwich, but you know, when my ex-partner killed himself, he'd eaten before he did it. You know, it seems ludicrous, doesn't it? That, you know, why would you want a sandwich? But maybe she was hungry, you know, I don't know. Or maybe she wasn't planning. Oh, look, the dog's giving me a little cuddle. Maybe she wasn't you know, she wasn't certain that she was going to do it. It's possible. And Gisela says something here, which I think is important, and it's possible.
is quite odd given the circumstances. But in my opinion, if I were to speculate, I would say that JP Miller threatened Mica with something ultra humiliating that he would release to the internet or on Facebook or whatever, as he had before, that could have just sent her over the edge. So maybe she packed a lunch to have a normal day that day and think,
yeah, maybe she wasn't, yeah, who knows? Maybe she was planning on going to work, you know, and then maybe she did receive some sort of threatening message from him that tipped her over the edge. But yeah, my ex-partner, he ate cannelloni before, because it was funny, because not only he didn't make it himself. It was one of those that you get from Iceland or somewhere, and he'd eaten that, washed up afterwards, you know, put the package in the bit. Everything was orderly. It's strange, really. And then gone off and did what he did. But I just don't think you can really put yourself in the minds of people unless you've been there yourself. I don't think you can really understand what goes through their mind.
things went very wrong very quickly. I'm not sure. I'm just speculating. I know this is quite a topic of discussion as well. Just have this sitting here on the seat. Here's the cold drink as well that she bought. I'll just zoom in a little bit for you so that you can just see it like that. Okay. And here's the gun case that was just left in the car like that.
Okay, so this is what he did. This is his location. Because, you know, obviously a lot of people were convinced he's got something to, literally something to do with it. Not only driving her to it, but actually doing something. And this was his location on that day from Friday, the day before, to Saturday. And the investigation revealed that he travelled to Charleston for a sporting event, and this information was substantiated by eyewitnesses. And the license plate readers identified John Paul Miller's truck travelling towards Charleston, SC, South Carolina. And eyewitness statements obtained by detectives confirmed that John Paul Miller stayed overnight in the Charleston area. And the license plate readers identified his truck travelling towards Charleston. Eyewitness statements confirmed that he stayed overnight, and the license plate reader identified him returning to Myrtle Beach at 2:22 on Saturday, April the 27th. So I don't think we have to assume he wasn't physically there, because he was accompanied by other individuals. Oops, sorry. That's his truck there, identified by the plate reader. And that's
If you've made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you will.
No, thank you, Gisela, for sharing that, because giving permission for other creators to use it, because it's very useful, very good to have all that information all together like that. And as I say, I would never ever have had time. He's a little Rocky. I would never. He's sniffing to see if there's any food. There's no food. There's no food. I would never have had time to sort of prepare that video, etc. So it's really useful. Thank you so much. So if you've all made it to the end of this with me, it's very sad. It's a very sad video, of course. It's very sad what happened to Mica, but do you know what? I just live in hope that that man will get his comeuppance. And I do believe in karma. He will get his comeuppance. He's already getting it a little bit. But, and as far as God is concerned, that he's supposed to represent, which he obviously doesn't, God and Jesus, do you think they'll be looking down and thinking, oh, he's a great bloke? No, they won't. So, hopefully Mica is at peace. I feel like she's at peace. It's funny because doing this, it is sad, and I did get upset when I saw her because she would have been so lost, but I do feel that she's at peace. I've got this, just as I'm talking now, I've got this feeling. It's only a feeling, and obviously I didn't know Mica and there's no reason, but I do feel really strongly that she is at peace. Bless her. So just better off away from him, I suppose. But yeah, it's a bigger loss to him, isn't it? Because, he probably did love Mica in his own way, but these sort of people, it's not real love, is it? It's possession. It's, he'll think he loved her, but it wasn't really love. So, okay, I'm sure I'll be back soon with some more about Mica and some more about the other cases we've been following. Hopefully my voice, I haven't had to talk too much through this, so that's good. So I'm going to rest my voice as much as I can. I'm hoping, well, I definitely will be doing the members live on Thursday, whatever, you'll all have to talk for me. And I've got, as I say, I've got a live that I really want to do. I've got something I really, really want to talk about, which maybe tomorrow. If not, I might have to wait till the weekend when my voice is better. But I'll be letting you know about that. Okay, so yeah, please consider subscribing if you're not subscribed. Thank you to all of you who are subscribed. Thank you for watching. Thank you especially to my members and anyone who sent me a super or bought me a Ko-fi or PayPal'd me, etc. And the same goes for Gisela's channel. Please, if you think about it, subscribe. These are free ways you can help us create. So here's Riley now. Come here, Riley. You can say hello. Come here. Come here. No. Come on. You've got to come up. Come up and say hello. Riley's going to say hello as I say goodbye. Big softy. Riley's a total big softy. And I'll see you really soon in the next video. And as always, I feel like I was going to say something else, but I can't remember. So I'm going to just about subscribing, probably in that. So remember to live and love carefully, wisely. And until I see you again, may your God always go with you.